What's up, everybody? Welcome to Otto's Grotto, all things geek and unique. We're trying a little something right now where I'm trying to go live on YouTube. It's kind of been a little daunting, so hopefully this will work out. And if it doesn't, we'll give it another shot. So my name is Otto. This is my grotto. And down in Otto's Grotto, we film 3 Men in a Basement, which consists of my good friends, Roger Levesque and Bernie 1869. They're not here right now. But we wanted to do a few videos, and I picked up a few slabs this week, and I'm pretty happy about it. So I wanted to talk about some of the books I got in. So growing up, I was a huge Batman fan. Huge Batman fan. Batman was the first superhero I was ever enamored with. I'm sure that can go all the way back to a lot of people. So for me, it was, Super Friends. It was 1966 Batman. It was, the cartoons and everything like that. So I'm just huge and ecstatic. I mean, in the comic book realm, I'm definitely an X-Men fan. I'm definitely a Marvel fan. But I often give respect, and I love Batman so much. I got a little tat on my back with the Batman logo. So I appreciate all the things Batman. My wife got me this shirt. Never seen me and Batman in the same place. So I was just going to talk about some of the books that I have in Batman's Rogue Gallery. And slowly, as a comic book collector, I've been filling them in. And some of my favorite covers and stuff like that. So, will I ever have, Detective Comics first appearance? Probably not. Will I ever have Batman 1? No. I got kids. They're going to need braces. So probably never going to happen. But I will have some of the books, some first appearances that I really like, and some books that I think are important. This right here, I want to start off with this. One of my favorite covers ever. Joker with the Joker fish head guns. I mean, you can't get more classic Batman than this. The big clock, the cowl, the laughing fish, Detective Comics 475. Just one of my favorite covers. And I really love this book. And I picked it up at not an expensive price at all. So I was pretty happy when I got it. And so one of my favorite covers ever for the Detective Comics. And I'm sure a lot of people have this book because it's not too expensive. So, Detective Comics with the Joker fish. That's awesome. So, huge shout out to everybody enjoying their Saturday. Saturday for us is I got 3 kids. We're all very busy. So, they're all kind of doing their own thing. So, I thought I'd jump on for 30 minutes. I'm trying to build this YouTube channel up. If you don't know, I'm on Instagram as Everett Otto. I do keep it as a private account. But please give me a request. And if I see that you're a comic follower and stuff like that, I'll definitely jump in. I'll give you the follow, and I appreciate that. So, next cover is Batman 423, done by Todd McFarlane. Epic cover. We know this cover very well. Does it look like Spawn? Does the cover itself look like, Spawn's cape and everything like that? And even if you look at it, you can see that the McFarlane is in the Bat logo. Epic, you know what I mean? That's Todd McFarlane at his best. Long flowing cape. I mean, Batman 66 would never have a cape like this, but this definitely is something that would entrench you, would, fear you, or stuff like that if you were Batman. So, just a book that I picked up. You could probably find it in a $5-10 bin. So, just happy to have it. As a Batman fan, you definitely should own that. All right. The next one is Batman, Vengeance of Bane, right? Bane, done by Tom Hardy, who's going to play Venom. We all know that. He did a great job. It was really cool. The background story, his dialogue. My favorite scene was when they were on the plane, and he gave what's his name the hard time about being on the plane, and the whole dialogue is great. You can go on YouTube, you can look that up, and enjoy it. So that's just great. This is the first appearance. This is a nice looking copy. It does have a little spine stretch on it, and I don't know if I will get it pressed or not to get it submitted. Lately I've been like, well, if I have the book and it's not too expensive and the prices to get it pressed and the fees, sometimes I'd rather just, buy it graded because I know that's what I'll get back, and I have 2 copies of it. So lately I've been doing that. Not that I have any extra income to do that. Let's get that straight. But yeah, definitely a great book. Maybe a little glare there. Try to get rid of it. So, I just... All right, what's up? I'm glad Nemesis Prime just jumped on. Nemesis Prime, this is all me. I'm just trying to figure this out. I've tried to do this for a while, and the live chat is across from the computer. That looks pretty funny. It's kind of in a delay right now. So anyway, so that's it. I do have the first appearance. Now, I do not have any Golden Age first appearance. My collection is not that deep when it comes to Golden Age comics in general, or just general Batman books. But I do have Super Friend's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 70, which is the first appearance of the modern Catwoman. And great costume, more in purple than anything. Julie Newmar is one of my favorite Catwomen. Michelle Pfeiffer did a great job, I thought, in Batman 2. And we won't talk about Halle Berry's film. Was that Catwoman? Yeah, that wasn't too good. But that's okay. This book I picked up relatively cheap at my LCS. Good copy, nice looking white cover. Just a book that I like to have, as I'm slowly filling it in. We'll see what happens for my Rogue collection. All right. Next one I have is Batman 181. Now, this is a funny story about this. My buddy Roger Levesque just picked it up. He picked it up, bought it raw, got a great price, and got it at a 5.0. I picked this up from my LCS a while ago. This book is nowhere near CGC. Oh, look, it actually says $150 on the back. God, I hope I got a better price than that, because this has seen better days. It looks like there's a tape pull on it. But this does have the pinup, and we know about the pinup. And this is the first appearance of Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy was good in the movies, and all the other cartoons. She does a great job. I think she's a good villain. And just a good Batman rogue to have. Now, there's a funny story. So this story, let me see who else is in there. Bernie 1869. Where are the other two men? Well, this was kind of impromptu, I'm trying to go YouTube live and stuff like that. So, the other two men aren't around. What are you doing? Like, that looks really, I'm watching this in a delay, and it's pretty bad. But, yes, the 181. So Bernie 1869 often talks about the numbers of Hulk 181s versus the number of this book, Batman 181, and it's significantly less. And he could probably type in or chime in what he wants to say about that. But, when you're looking at 181s, and I think there's like 10,000 Hulk 181s, versus how many 181s of this is out there. I'd love to get this book, probably to 7.5, maybe 8.5 if I can afford it. Not on my list for this year, but if I find it, or if I find a raw one out in the wild, I'll definitely pick that up. All right. Now, we are going to go with a cover swipe, which is a cover swipe of one of my favorite Batman books. This book is Aquaman 49, and this is the cover swipe of Batman 251, done by Neil Adams, but it's Aquaman and Black Manta, a member of the LOD. So I bought this book raw. I did, yes. And I went to Terrificon in Connecticut, met Neil Adams, and I had him autograph it. So I'm a very linear collector, so I like to have my books at least kind of matching, and I'm going to go back to that in a little bit as far as what I did. So this is a cover swipe of Batman 251. Love it. Love Black Manta, former member of the LOD, first appearance in Aquaman, and this is great. So what I really do like about this is the fact that, first of all, I came back in 9.8. Love that. Second of all, I had Neil Adams sign it, but it's a very funny story. My brother, Brett X, who does Power Kid Comics, if you're not following him on Instagram, please do. We actually were looking at this book, and we dropped it on the floor. So I think when it dropped, it definitely took a bend, and it wasn't too good. And it still came back in 9.8. Probably if you didn't drop it, maybe could have came back in 9.9. Don't know. But anyway, yeah, so this is one of my favorite cover swipes for my Batman books. All right. 9.8, signed by Neil Adams on 8/19/2016, variant cover. Yep, so cool. Now, I do have my Batman 155, which I've shown a bunch of times via Raw or on the last 3 Men in a Basement or Otto's Grotto, All Things Geek and Unique. This is the first appearance of the Modern Penguin. Relevance of this book, which I really give it props to, is Bill Finger is getting the story writing credit that he definitely deserves. If you haven't seen it, I believe it's on Netflix or Hulu. It's called Bill Finger and Batman. Bill Finger was a ghostwriter for Bob Kane, and he was one of those guys who really got nothing for all the work that he did in Batman. And if you watch it, it talks about how, Bob Kane he became Batman. He was very flamboyant, and Bill Finger was the guy who kind of sat in the back and kind of wrote the stories. Didn't get a lot of credit. Unfortunately, passed away. Borderline broke, So Bill Finger and me and Bill Finger and Batman, that's a great story to find. So please watch that, especially if you're a Batman fan. It talks about a lot of, what I like about it is there's an interview with Carmen Infantino. And if you're a Batman fan, Carmen Infantino did some of the best Batman covers ever. So, I'm happy to have this book. Came back into 5.5 or 6, actually. I apologize. When I bought it, I thought it would come back better than that. I did have it pressed, but there's a scuff mark on the side. And I think that scuff mark is really what killed it. But the book is from 1963. I mean, come on. A book from 1963, this pretty? Come on, it looks great. So, first appearance of Silver Age Penguin. All right. And if you obviously a Batman fan, you know how much Batman 66 was, and Burgess Meredith in the Batman movie. And that's my favorite Penguin. Danny DeVito did a great job. But Burgess Meredith is one of my favorite Penguins actors that ever played him. Now, we go to Batman 251. I did buy this book raw. Had it pressed and did have it signed by Neil Adams at the same time. And it came back a 5.0. So, is it linear to my 9.8? Absolutely not. In grade-wise, but it is a cover swipe. And who do we have right here? I'm hoping I have the mic on. Anyway, so that's that. Now, Bernie, you got me all screwed up. I got to turn this off now. Yeah, all right. Well, if Nemesis Prime can hear me. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm just going to finish the video. Again, this is not panning out the way I expected, but okay. So, Batman 251. Do I want it in a higher grade? Sure, I'd love it. Can I afford it in a higher grade? Probably not, with all the things I've been buying. But it's definitely my book. Definitely the work that I put into it. And I'm happy to have it. Then we go into a book that I actually had 3 copies of. And it's very funny how I had 3 copies of this book. 2 of them matched this grade. The other one was a 9.0, and I moved them both. And, 15 years ago, you could have bought this book in a dollar bin. But it is BA 12, Batman 12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. At a 9.4. Bought it raw, had it pressed. Would I love it to come back? Sure, I'd love a 9.8. Why wouldn't you love a 9.8? But I wasn't able to get it. So I got the 9.4. It's my last copy. I sold 2 of them, and I upgraded some books. When I sold the 9.4, I actually traded it for a first appearance of Moon Knight and another book. So I definitely made out Tomb of Dracula. So I definitely made up on a better end. So there's another book, part of my Batman Rogues Gallery, the first appearance of Harley Quinn. Now, we have probably one of, other than my Hulk 181 and my X-Men one, this is my second favorite book, or my third favorite book in my collection. I won this in a raffle. I haven't won a raffle since, but I think the value of this book has helped me out. This is Batman 121, the first appearance of Mr. Zero, and I'm glad that Bill Finger gets credit in the story also. All right, so this is the first appearance of Mr. Freeze, who was a character at the time, that a villain that they just kind of threw out there, and I don't think they really expected him to do anything. And then when Batman 66 came out, he became a main villain. And when I first started looking at this book, I was like, man, this is a sweet looking book. I like the white, I like the red, I like the black on it. All very, very cool. And I was after it, and actually I was in contact with the gentleman who owned this book, but we were taking our family to Universal, and I was borderline like, look, man, I can't afford to give you a huge down payment on that. If I do, my kids can't go to Universal for the day. But, you know, I'll enter the raffle. And I hit a mini, and I hit a few other spots. And at like midnight, 12:30, Gem Mint runs a raffle. And I'm sitting in this hotel before we get on a plane, and I won it. And I just started texting everybody. I text Nemesis Prime. I text X-Men, John, and Pat, and Roger. And I just started blowing up their phone. I'm like, dude, I won it. So it came back. It's a Bill Finger story. The book actually was printed in 1959, man. What a beautiful book. You know, it's a 3.5. I look at it often, and some people will tell me that they think that it's pressable. But, you know, a lot of my books I think are crackable and pressable, but I'm not willing to take that choice. So I'm good with that. So that's my Batman Rogue Gallery. I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I'm trying to do a YouTube video a week. So thank you very much for watching Otto's Grotto. If it didn't work out the way I expected, that's the breaks. Hopefully next weekend we'll do a 3 Men in a Basement where I do have the other two wise men with me. My boy Bernie 1869 and Roger Levesque. So thank you very much for watching this video, and peace out. Enjoy your weekend.